So I just started playing Monster Hunter Wilds as a brand new player, and in 2 days I went from this to this. All right, guys, so in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys pretty much what I learned in the 2 days I've been playing this class. I went from, as you guys saw from the intro, from a complete beginner who was clueless to someone that was able to clear Arkveld with no tricks, no gimmicks, no palico. And I want to give you guys a basic guide. This is pretty much what I learned, and I feel like this could be helpful for some of you guys, because some of you guys don't have pro backseaters in your Twitch chat that's able to teach you exactly what you should be doing. Okay, this is going to be a very short guide because Longsword is actually quite simple, and I don't want to overwhelm you as a new player, right? So let's just get right into this. Okay, so out the gate you have two basic attacks. Oh, let's call it three basic attacks. You have your left mouse button click. By the way, I'm a keyboard mouse handy. I'm just gonna go based off of what you see on the screen there. My left mouse button here, that gives me just a regular overhead slash. This slash builds meter. What is the meter? Top left hand corner, you see that little that mini sword that's right above the word longsword. That is your meter. Okay, when you land your left mouse button, you build a little bit of meter. When you land your right mouse button, which is a quicker little jab, you also build a little meter. All right, the third attack that you have is going to spend that meter, which is your Spirit Blade, which is bound to my dash. Spirit Blade, as you can see, Spirit Blade burns the meter, and if you use it 4 times, you're gonna see now that meter has a white glow around it. You can think of that as tier 1, white. Now, this white can go up to tier 2, which is then yellow, and then that can be upgraded to tier 3, which is red. So it goes from base to white to yellow to red. And I can show you this right here. We'll build meter again. We're building. And then we spend with Spirit Blade into Spirit Round Slash. Bam, we're now at yellow. If I do that again, you're going to see I'm going to be in a red stance now. Boom, now it's red. Now when you're in the red, the bar is automatically filled all the way and it just progressively goes down. And now your left mouse button is a different ability, which is Crimson Slash, and it deals more damage. It's faster. It's pretty nice. Okay, that's like a basic TLDR breakdown. Now when you're in the red, you want to burn your meter, your red stance, by using what's called Spirit Thrust into Helm, and ideally into Spirit Release Slash. Okay, that's the combo. It's a poke. It's a running poke into a jumping landing attack into a little style Omni Slash like feature. Okay, now there's another way to get in to upgrade your tier stances. So I'm at yellow. I'm at white. Now I want to get to yellow. I could hold down my Spirit Charge, hold down my dash, and release it for a Spirit Round Slash. That also just automatically gives me an upgraded tier. So now I'm at yellow. I'm going to do that again. Just holding this down, let that go. Now I'm back in red. So let me show you the big juice combo again. We're going to go Spirit Thrust, hold left mouse button down for Helm, hold left mouse button down or dash down to go into Spirit Release Slash. When you use Helm, you will lose a tier, so you go from red to yellow. And then when you use Spirit Release Slash, you lose another tier, which is why we are now at white, tier 1, right? And me saying tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, I'm just using that verbiage to make it a little bit easier to understand, okay? So that's like the basic class identity. Ideally, when you're in red, you want to burn it on Helm as much as possible, right, into the Helm combo, and then get right back into your red stance, and then do that rinse and repeat. You're not going to always burn it immediately because obviously boss patterns is a thing, but if you are talking about parsing damage, that is definitely the most damage. Just go into red, you burn it on the Helm combo, and then you get back into the red. And the reason why that is because getting back into the red is actually really easy to do if you're playing this class effectively. The reason why is because of the parry mechanic, which is the most important thing. Now that you understand the basic function of the class, now I'm going to pretty much walk you through how to parry with this class. Longsword is a parry-based class, okay? You have 2 parries. The first parry is what's called foresight slash. You see this little lunge backwards into lunge forward animation? That is called foresight slash. That is a parry. What's important to know is that it needs to have a skill preceding it, so I can't go straight into it. So I got to use like a quick right mouse button or a left mouse button before it. And the other thing is, in order for you to not take damage and get the full effect of the parry, you need to have meter. So you see how I have a little bit of meter there, the yellow? That allows me to parry the attack. You just saw a parry. And when I landed the counter attack to it, it gave me full meter. We're going to parry this. Here we go. We burn the meter and then we gain the meter. You always burn the meter when you use the actual ability, and then you get it back if you land the parry. The parry frame is very forgiving for foresight slash. I would highly recommend just getting good at foresight slash first. Now, when you follow the parry up after landing it, check this out. If I follow it up with a dash, which is my spirit round slash, and I land it, you can see that it took me from white, tier 1, to tier 2, which is yellow. Right now, I upgraded my actual tier. So now there are 3 direct ways to upgrade your tier. Number 1 was just burning your meter using Spirit Blade 4 times, right? The other way was to hold Spirit Blade down for Spirit Charge and releasing it, landing it on the target, giving us 1 tier higher. And the third way we've now learned is by going right mouse button, or any button really, into foresight slash, which is your counter, which is your parry. So we landed the parry, and then we follow that up with spirit slash here, and now we have meter there. The last parry that you want to learn is what's called EI slash, and that's when you go into your special sheath. So special sheath is essentially an ability that you can use pretty much preceding any ability, where you just use on my keyboard and mouse, it's dash into space. And that's called special sheath. And when you're in the stance, you have 2 options. So when I go into this special sheath and I use left mouse button, I use EI slash. And as you can see, that gives me a little bit of a regen on my meter, which is pretty nice to have. But the main ability that you want to be using from that stance is your parry, your EI parry, which is that one right there. As you can see, I got knocked out of it. Why? Because I was just a little late. The reason why this is very difficult is because this is a 1 frame parry. I don't know if it's exactly 1 frame, but people in my chat were saying it's 1 frame. But if it's not 1 frame, it's a very tight window. All right, let me show you how it works. There's the parry right there. And as you can see, when you land that parry, you not only deal a lot of damage, 100 plus, but you also upgrade your tier. I went from yellow to red. So what you're going to see a lot of good longsword players do is they're just going to always be in this form more times than none. And when they don't have time to get into that stance to get that parry, they're going to use this parry. So you're kind of like a counter attacker as a longsword. You're in there and you're just kind of waiting for the boss to deal an animation, boom, and then you do a little bit of a counter attack. The reason why that counter attack looked different is because I'm in my red stance. When you're in your red stance, your foresight slash parry looks a little different. Let me show you. So when you're in this stance right here, your foresight slash, which is your parry, it obviously looks a little bit different, right? This looks different from the previous one. You're just kind of going backwards, but it's essentially the same thing, same forgiving window to counter. The challenge, however, is this right here, the special sheath challenge. The special sheath parry, the EI spirit slash parry, is definitely the most difficult thing to land. So that was another example of landing it here. I will try and use it in a different direction so you can kind of see what it looks like here. I might be too far away. Okay, well, I got DC, but that's pretty much how you do it. You can see my character went forward. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, that's all there is to know. There are a couple of other things like left mouse button, right mouse button. You push that and you land that to kind of do a little hop back to reposition and gain a lot of meter. It gives you like half your meter. As a beginner, the big thing is to learn how to parry. This is a class that is very clearly designed around parrying, and you have two parries. You have one that's forgiving and you can do it very quickly. Then you have one that's more punishing but deals crazy amounts of damage. If you want to be able to kill Arkveld in that 20-minute timer during the beta test, you need to learn how to do the one frame parry. You need to learn how to do the EI/parry, the advanced parry, the parry that's more difficult to do. But when you get that down, man, it is pretty cool. That's when you get that main character anime vibe. You sheath the sword, you hit the parry, you attack on Titans, that dash to him, and then you go straight back into a sheath, right? You have consecutive sheaths because you can go back into the sheath after another sheath, right? So you sheath, parry, like that. All of that is possible. And if you see people that are really in the zone, that are hitting their parries, high level players, that's pretty much what you're going to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That is essentially all that I learned with Longsword. I know some of you guys may be pros watching this video thinking, oh, there's this and that. If there is, please let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I had 2 days to learn how to play this, going from literally zero experience, brand new player. And I just wanted to share what I learned with you guys because it could be helpful for you. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's easier to hear it from a new player. Because sometimes when I talk to very advanced level players as a complete beginner, their verbiage and the way they explain things, I'm a little bit lost, you know, so I figured I would put this video and structure it this way, thinking maybe it would help you guys that are just starting out and trying to learn Longsword. But also, I just wanted to share what I learned. Anyways, I'll shut up now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how excited you guys are for Wilds. I'm definitely really excited about playing. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming a lot of Monster Hunter as well as other games, but I'm definitely going to go pretty hard for the launch. So yeah, come hang out with me on that platform. I'll see you in the next video.